welcome back to another verse of the week. This is our bare living room wall. It's been 2 years now since we've moved into this house. We finished renos a year ago and we still can't agree on what put up here. So we have a white backdrop today. This week's verse is John 15 verse 2. So if you have your Bible, go and grab it. If your Bible is on your phone, go ahead and open the app and let's get reading. So I'm reading from the NIV, and John 15:2 says, "He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful." Now, I don't know if you have gone through a pruning season in your life. I've gone through a couple. They are incredibly uncomfortable. It feels like things are being stripped from you. It feels like nothing is going your way, like doors are closing that you wished would remain open or you wished had opened. And it can really leave you feeling quite down and just with such a feeling of defeat and loss and emptiness. It really can be quite an uncomfortable season to be in. But the good thing is that when it's God doing the pruning, we know that it's going to be fruitful and we know that it's going to be beneficial for our lives. In the recent months, I've felt like I've had a bit of a personality pruning phase, if that's a thing. Well, it is a thing because it's what I've been walking through. And it literally has felt like God has began to remove different character traits from my personality that have either been self-created or self-inflicted, or qualities that I deemed positive but were actually beginning to have quite a negative effect in my current phase of life. So an example of that is how much of a doer I am. So for myself, I base a lot of my self-acceptance and my success per se on how much I accomplish. So the higher I climb up the ladder in my career, the better I feel, the more appreciative I am of myself, the more achieved I feel. So a lot of the positive outlooks I have on part of my personality are based on doing. They're not necessarily based on who God says I am, who God has created me to be. They're not based on God's definition of success. They are based on a very worldly view of success. And although that has been great, it has gotten me places, it has built me my reputation in my field, it has gotten me jobs that I otherwise would never have had access to. It also brought with it quite a bit of negativity. So if I had a negative outcome or an undesirable outcome in a project, I saw that as a reflection of who I am and my worth. I saw it as a rejection of my knowledge and a rejection of my decision making, a rejection of my creativity, to the point where it actually escalated my stress. So in a season of pruning, we really have to take the focus away from how we are feeling and what we think of the process and what we wish things look like, and really put that look and that perspective onto God. And reality is, if he's removing something, it's because it is no longer of benefit to us. So we also have to put our full trust in God and knowing that he is not going to do something that's going to bring us harm. His hand in our lives and the steps that he takes in our lives or leads us to take are always for our own good, are always for the bettering of who we are and bettering of our purpose and the plans that he has for us here on earth and in his kingdom. And I think it's incredibly uncomfortable because we are essentially having to deny our human desire and our flesh, and we're having to really submit and give in to the spiritual realm. And that actually often means that we're saying yes, or we are accepting change in areas unknown to us, which humans don't do very well with most of the time. So the main thing that I've been focusing on lately as I've been in my own pruning phase is looking for the fruit of that change, because as the verse read, it is the branches that bear fruit that remain so that they will prosper and produce even more. So I've had plenty of moments where I've sat down with God and asked, okay, this is being removed from who I am. I'm not in agreement with it. I don't like the idea of that being taken away, but what good fruit is about to be birthed and produced because of that? And if we just keep our focus on the greater plan God has for us, it honestly does make it a lot easier to go through that pruning phase and allow the things that need to fall away, and allow the doors that need to be shut to remain shut. So if you've been feeling incredibly uncomfortable and not very happy with perhaps some of the branches being cut off in your life, I just really want to encourage you to take that to God and to ask Him, if you haven't already, to reveal to you the purpose behind this season in your life. And you might get an answer, you might not. There's been moments where I have not received an answer, and all I can do is submit those fears and hesitations to God and remind my mind, remind my heart that if He is in control, there is no such thing as failure, and there's no such thing as falling short. There is only good fruit that is produced in His hands. So that is it for today. Thanks for joining me for a quick chat. Be sure to be meditating on this verse throughout the week. Don't just forget about it. Be thinking upon it, be praying into it, and if you can, and as much as you can, be applying it to your everyday life. We'll see you guys on the next video. Be blessed.